Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna do 3 ways of adding highlights to our coloring or drawings. And for the first demonstration, we're gonna use the white gel pen. And this is the only one that I have at the moment. And it's a jelly roll kind. Any white gel pen would do the trick. And this is the best option if you're on the go, if you're carrying your coloring book around or your sketchbook. And what we are going to do, it's actually very easy. We're gonna see where the lightest parts are, and we're gonna go with our gel pen and add small marks and lines. And this is gonna give it a cool effect, like a little sparkle, you know. This is not something I do all the time, but if I'm doing like a botanical kind of thing or coloring something that has flowers, or it depends, or like underwater scenes, I find that doing this gives it a little bit of like a special touch, like a finish touch. And in order for that ink to come out as smooth as possible, you want to barely touch the paper with the point of the pen. If you press too hard, the ink, it's gonna block. It won't come out. Especially if you're working over a layer of wax-based pencil, like in this case, which is a Crayola. It's a little bit tricky to do, but as you can see, it works. Let me know what you think. Now moving on to the second one. This is my favorite way, and it's using white gouache. White acrylic would do the trick too. And this is a Royal & Langnickel brand. This was the first time I ever tested their this is a titanium white, and this is just a fine tip brush by the same brand. And we're gonna use a small dot of the paint. We're gonna damp our brush to get enough water to soften up the paint, and this is more or less the texture that we want. Definitely not too watery. You want it to be as thick as possible and as smooth as possible at the same time. And we are pretty much doing the same thing. We're going over the brightest parts and adding small marks and lines to accentuate those lighter areas. And just a note on the side, I was not too impressed with this gouache. I have to try it out a little bit more and see, but I didn't find that it was too opaque. I could have used it like straight out of the tube, but it was a little bit grainy. So we'll see. I have to test it out some more to be able to tell you. And that's it. That's the second one. Very easy. Now for our third and last rows, I wanted to use the white inktense pencil, but I couldn't find it. So I picked a yellow, like a bright yellow instead. I'm glad I did. This was my favorite of the 3 because the highlights were very seamless. It did amplify, you know, the bright parts of the flower, but in a very, very seamless way. It came out beautiful in my opinion. Now, these pencils are ink based. They have a lead that's like made of a dry ink, and you activate it with water. In this case, I'm picking up the ink with the wet water brush. And by the way, any brush that's damp would do the trick. This is just the one I always use for the inktense pencils. But as you can see, it's all very, very it worked the highlights in a very soft way, and this was the one that came out the more realistic of the 3. You can always draw directly on the paper with the pencil and then go over that with the brush, but in this case it was not gonna work because this is the example where we burnished the paper. And so the best way in this case is just to add some kind of ink. There's white inks that you can buy in a bottle. But anyways, that's it. This was our last bonus video for the series. Let me know if it was helpful. To my new subscribers, like always, welcome. I'm very happy to have you. And to all of you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on my next video. Bye.